the city council meeting of August 21st. I apologize about that, a little clerical action going on up here. But we will call the meeting to order. We do have a quorum, and we'll declare the meeting open. I'm going to ask Councilmember Sean Teeman if he'll lead us in the pledge and invocation, please.
For the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you would, bow your heads with me to pray. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, God, Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, thank you for bringing us all here safely. Lord, stay with us in everything that we do. Lead, guide, and direct us as we make decisions on behalf of the citizens of Sherman so that we can continue to follow your will and make the right decisions for their well-being, Lord. Lord, be with all of our city staff and especially our first responders, and be with us all as we leave this meeting. In your most holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, thank you. All right, we are to citizen comments. Is there anyone here tonight to speak on any item regarding the agenda? Okay. If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda. These items are considered to be routine and will be enacted in one motion without discussion, unless a council member or citizen requests a specific item to be discussed and voted on separately. The consent agenda includes items E4, E5, and E6. Would anybody like these broken apart for any reason?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, at this time, we'll open public hearing. Linda, if you'll read D1 for us, please.
Ordinance 6630, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman ordering an election of the qualified voters of the City of Sherman, Texas on the 7th day of November 2023 for the purpose of electing 2 City Council members, District 2 and District 4, to fill expiring terms, providing that the election shall be administered by Grayson County, Texas, designating early voting polling places and hours, designating election day polling places and hours, designating filing deadlines, ordering notices of election to be given as prescribed by law in connection with such election, providing for the appointment of election judges, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to take all actions necessary to comply with applicable election laws.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Do you want to say anything about this item?
This is for the regular municipal election to elect the 2 members.
Okay. So anyone here to address this item this evening? Okay. Not Linda, if you'll read D2 for us, please.
Ordinance 6631, an election of the City Council of the City of Sherman ordering an election of the qualified voters of the City of Sherman, Texas on the 7th day of November 2023 for the purpose of the reauthorization of the local sales and use tax at the rate of 1/8 of 1% to continue providing revenue and maintenance and repair for municipal streets, providing that the election shall be administered by Grayson County, Texas, designating early voting polling places and hours, designating election day polling places and hours, ordering notices of election to be given as prescribed by law in connection with such election, providing for the appointment of election judges, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to take all actions necessary to comply with applicable election laws.
Okay. Thank you, Linda.
This
Go
is
ahead.
for the sales tax reauthorization.
Okay. So anyone here to speak on the sales tax reauthorization? Okay. No, Linda, if you'll read D3 for us, please.
Ordinance 6632, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing the issuance of City of Sherman, Texas, combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2023, specifying the terms and features of said certificates, providing for the payment of said certificates of obligation by the levy of an ad valorem tax upon all taxable property within the city and a limited pledge of the net revenues from the operation of the city's waterworks and sewer system, resolving other matters incident and relating to the issuance, payment, security, sale, and delivery of said certificates, including the approval and execution of a paying agent registrar agreement and the approval and distribution of an official statement and providing an effective date. To consider all matters incident and related to the issuance and sale of City of Sherman tax, combination tax, and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2023, including the adoption of an ordinance authorizing the issuance of such certificates of obligation.
Thank you, Linda. Robbie?
Yeah, this is the bond issue that we've talked about several times, beginning at the budget workshop, most of which are for roads and parks improvements. There are some other projects for facilities in there, namely the Central Fire Station combination with Station 1 and 2, and then also the the communication core system for our EMS system as well. The amount hasn't changed at $77.75 million. And Gary, our financial advisor extraordinaire, is here to tell us about what the results of the sale were this morning.
Thank you, Robbie. Members of the council, mayor, good evening. Gary Kimball for the record with Specialized Public Finance. We're actually selling $73.64 million, but we are fully funding the $75.75 million project fund budget that's been discussed with the council several times. That's a function of the bid parameters. We allowed for premium bonds, and the winning bidder did bid a significant premium. So we'll get cash premium delivered for the difference between the amount that we're issuing and the project requirement. But we did receive 5 bids this morning. Very happy to report 10 a.m. this morning was the bid time. Jeffries LLC was the winning bidder at 4.49% rounded. That compares favorably, barely, to our budget number. I went back and checked. We started running the numbers back in April, and we budgeted 4.5. So to come in at a 449, we're usually not that good, but relative to budget in dollar terms, what that means on a fairly significantly sized borrowing is about $20,000 to the good over the 30-year term, so about $600,000 better than budgeted. In the process of this, obviously, we have to talk with the rating agencies. We went to Standard & Poor's, presented the updated city financials and the economics of what's happening to this great city, and were affirmed at AA by Standard & Poor's with some pretty positive comment. They're actually seeing upward pressure on the rating. So, maybe next time or the time after that, we could see a bond rating upgrade. So that was healthy feedback. But nothing out of the ordinary to report today. We're very pleased with this. Even though it's 5 bids, that represents over 20 different firms in various syndicates among the bidders that participated today. But I would be happy to answer any questions anyone might have. We would recommend for approval.
This will close sometime in September, right? Fund in September?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
All right. Is there anyone here to speak on this item this evening? Okay. If not, Linda, if you'll read D4 for us, please.
Ordinance 6633, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman approving a negotiated settlement between the Atmos City Steering Committee, ACSC, and Atmos Energy Corporation Mid-Tex Division regarding the company's 2023 rate review mechanism filing, declaring existing rates to be unreasonable, adopting tariffs that reflect rate adjustments consistent with the negotiated settlement, finding the rates to be set by the attached settlement tariffs to be just and reasonable and in the public interest, approving an attachment establishing a benchmark for pensions and retiree medical benefits, requiring the company to reimburse ACSC's reasonable rate-making expenses, adopting a savings clause declaring an effective date, requiring delivery of this ordinance to the company and the ACSC's legal counsel.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Ryan?
Yes, sir. This item relates to the city's involvement in the Atmos City Steering Committee, which is a group of cities that regularly represent themselves before the Railroad Commission and negotiate with settlements with Atmos Energy Company, which provides, of course, natural gas to customers in the city. This is an annual or near annual regulatory process that plays out fairly frequently, and ultimately the General Counsel for the Steering Committee is recommending approval of the settlement, which would have the effect of implementing a $142 million increase in Atmos's revenues, which has the net effect of increasing customer rates, which relate to 7.31% for the average residential customer and 5.19% for the average commercial customer. Those are percentage increases. And ultimately, the General Counsel for that committee is recommending approval of this settlement with Atmos to effectuate those new rates.
Thank you, Ron. Is there anyone here to speak on this item? Okay. Not Linda, if you'll read D5 for us, please.
Ordinance 6634, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Sherman, Texas, Chapter 8, Offenses and Nuisances, Article 8.04, Offenses involving public morals, Division 2, Curfew Hours for Minors, repealing ordinance numbers 5805, 5995, 6271, and 6557, repealing the city's juvenile curfew ordinance in response to House Bill 1819, effective September 1, 2023, providing a savings repealing clause, severability clause, and an effective date.
Thank you, Linda. Chief?
Mayor, Council, this is a request to repeal our current city ordinance for juvenile curfews. As Linda said, it's in reference to House Bill 1819 that was passed. That goes into effect September 1st, 2023. This, however, does not affect any curfew that the city can impose for emergency management and such.
Okay, so House Bill 1819, State of Texas law.
That's correct. It goes into effect September 1st. If you would like to know, over the last year, we have only written 5 curfew violation citations as well.
Yeah, so this is just bringing us into alignment with what they've adopted.
That's correct. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Do you recommend any other changes?
I do not.
All right, very good. Is there anyone here to speak on this item this evening? Okay. Linda, if you'll read D6 for us, please.
Ordinance 6635, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sherman abandoning a portion of a variable width drainage easement located in USOW addition and being more particularly described in the Exhibit A attached hereto and made a part hereof for all purposes, which variable width drainage easement is established in instrument number 2023-17, Plat Records, Grayson County, Texas.
Thank you, Linda. Wayne?
Evening, Mayor, Council. So this is a request from a developer on Frisco that had a detention pond drainage easement layout and bought some additional property to the north. And the way his site plan set out, he needs to decrease some of that footprint of that drainage easement and modify his detention elsewhere on the site. So that's staff has no objection to this request.
Okay. Thank you, Wayne. Is there anyone here to address this item this evening? Okay. If not, we'll close public hearing and consider the adoption of ordinances. Council, questions, discussions? Anything you want to talk about?
Nope.
Okay, can we get a motion on some of these items?
Sure. I'll make a motion that we adopt the version of ordinance number 6630 and 6631 that staff provided us before the meeting and is in front of our places on the dais.
Second.
Okay, a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right.
If there are no questions, I would move to approve 6632, 6633, 6634, and 6635 as written.
A second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, Linda, if you'll read E1 for us, please.
Resolution 7118, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman authorizing execution of an agreement for right-of-way procurement with the Texas Department of Transportation to acquire right-of-way and relocate existing city utilities along FM 1417 between State Highway 56 and West Travis Street in the City of Sherman.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Clint?
This is an agreement with TxDOT to allow us to continue to acquire right-of-way for this project, and also kind of lines out who pays for some of the utilities that might need to be relocated. The current estimate on right-of-way still needed is on this contract is $800,000. Land costs varies quite a bit in these areas, and so we actually have about $1.5 million budgeted for acquisition costs. If after appraisals go through and negotiation happens and we need to increase that $800,000, if TxDOT requires it, we'll come back with an addendum to this contract. There's also an assumption of about $750,000 to relocate what would be a 20-inch water line along there, similar to what we did on the first phase of this, which was from 56 to 82. And through this contract, TxDOT will reimburse us for those expenses.
Okay, Thank you, Clint. Council, any questions on this item?
Brian, I own property. I didn't speak about this before the meeting on 1417. I believe the right-of-way is already, the city already has it on my piece, but do I need to abstain from this vote?
Based on that information, I don't know that there's a direct conflict that would require you under state law to abstain. It's your choice whether you decide to do that.
I just don't know if they'll need more right-of-way is kind of the.
It's okay, brother. I think we got this without you.
All right, I just didn't know. Yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
I'll abstain.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Got one abstention. All right. Linda, if you'll read E2 for us, please.
Resolution 7119, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman awarding a bid to and authorizing execution of a contract with Mario Sinicola and Sons Excavating Incorporated based on an invitation to bid for the Shepherd Drive from Interurban Parkway to U.S. Highway 75.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Wayne?
So this is a construction award to Mario Sinicola and Sons for Shepherd Drive improvements. This will be turning the narrow 2-lane asphalt road from US 75 to just past Interurban Parkway into a 4-lane divided roadway with an extra wide median that can one day be expanded to 6 lanes when needed. Their bid was $14,600,000. This was about 0.7% over the engineer's estimate prior to the bid opening. This project does have a $1 million contingency for unknown things that happen during construction.
Council, any questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne, for your work on this. All right, Linda, if you'll read E3 for us, please.
Resolution 7120, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Sherman approving the Greater Texoma Utility Authority's intention to award the bid package on materials to Mark Machining and Valve Automation Services, LLC, for the water treatment plant EDR rehabilitation.
Okay. Clint?
So this was a procurement of valves and fittings as part of the EDR rehabilitation project. This one's unique in that we're doing all of the work, or as much of the work as we can handle in-house with our current staff. And so because of that, all the different pieces and parts have to be acquired through procurement services. So this is one of probably several that you'll see throughout the process. We did only have one bidder, but it was the one bidder that we often buy parts for on a singular aspect over the last 10 or 15 years. So we're confident that the price is good, and Jim's looking forward to be able to sign the PO and get to work.
Council questions, discussion on this item?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion, couple of seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And we are to council comments.
Nothing on this end, Mayor. Go Bearcats.
All right.
I just want to remind everybody, it's a big surprise that it's hot out there, excessively hot. So please take care. Also, please check on your neighbors, especially senior citizens who might be having to cut back because of the electric cost, etc. So be kind and check on your friends and neighbors.
No comments.
Just looking forward to the Battle of the Axe this week, and that Friday, for anyone interested, we have an all-you-can-eat pancake. The Kiwanis Club is doing an all-you-can-eat pancake meal, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. here at the Municipal Ballroom. So come on out, $8 a ticket. And anyways, we're again, like Pam said, it's going to be hot, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Stay hydrated.
All right, just a few announcements tonight. Celebrate Texoma's Hispanic heritage with a festival open to all. Join us for live music, food vendors, and a fantastic celebration. September 9th at Kid Key Park, just right over here. And Sherman's 42nd Annual Arts Fest is fast approaching. September 16th, beginning at 9 a.m. Expect a record number of vendors, so come out and enjoy that. Sherman Parks and Recreation is offering tennis and pickleball lessons next month, so it's your chance to get ahead. On September 13th and 14th, Clinics are available for kids and adults alike, and you can sign up by following the link on their Facebook page. Finally, tonight, make plans to join us at Pecan Grove Park on September 23rd for the inaugural Crossroads Music Festival with Stoney LaRue. You can get your tickets by visiting ShermanParks.com. That's going to be a great concert series. Looking forward to that. All right, with no other business, can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Okay. And a second. We are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
attending
you.
tonight.
Thank you.
Stay